Welcome to TooConnect, everybody. Please tell us what's your name and which gender are you attracted to?
My name is Jason Washington, and I'm attracted to women.
Great. How old are you? What's your height?
I am 44, and I just barely made 6 feet.
Oh, wow. Okay. And what do you do professionally in your life?
I do nothing now. I am essentially retired and just being a father.
Retired from what? What did you retire from?
I've been a career bartender and traveler all my life, and now that I'm here in Germany, after I won my court case with my children, I now have a nice nest egg to essentially just exist and be a father.
Oh, wow. And I mean, you're still young. I mean, how do you?
44?
I mean, in Germany, usually you don't retire at that age. So I'm just,
Because I'm not retired through like the government. I'm retired through like minimalism. I have enough money to essentially, as long as I don't spend more than 1,500 each month, I'm allowed to have a fatherhood that most fathers don't get to have, which is seeing your kids daily and not having to work. So I rather have that.
mhm. Okay. And which country are you from and where are you currently located? I mean, you just
I'm
said you're
from
from
America,
Germany, but
but I'm in Germany.
and where are you
Uh,
from?
right outside. I'm sorry, did you ask where I'm from or where am I at in Germany?
Where are you from?
Oklahoma in America.
Oklahoma. Okay.
Yes.
And how did you get to come to Germany?
I was bartending in Boise, Idaho, and I was staying in a hostel, and a woman was passing through, and we exchanged Facebook information, kept in contact, and then she came out to America to visit. We had a big road trip all over America, fell in love, sent her back to Germany. She missed me and she flew me to Germany saying she wanted to see me. And I told her, if I come to Germany, I might end up getting a job. And she was like, that doesn't happen. Most people are only allowed here if they get married. And I was like, okay. And I came here to visit and got hired at a hotel right down the street. So I got my work visa, had 2 children with her, broke up right before the pandemic, and now I'm here in the same village as her, seeing my kids every day.
Oh, wow, okay. Interesting story. Um, all right. Are you open for a long distance relationship?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Do you speak other languages than English?
No, but all different forms of English.
What do you mean?
Like, I can understand and speak English to Japanese people when they're broken English, and I understand what they're trying to convey. It's like a game of charades. I can understand every single dialect of English that we have remixed as Americans, from Southern to Western to the East Coast, all the weird vernacular, all the stupid jargon that we're kind of coming up with. I'm still in contact with it and know it. I still know our old slang and old Mississippi jargon talk and slave talk. I know and understand people in Ireland and Australia and their English and how jacked up it is. And I can even understand and communicate with the crazy English speakers from the UK. I can even communicate English with the African speakers who learn the King's James version of English and then try to speak it and regurgitate it to us as Americans, and it makes zero sense. I can help paraphrase what they're trying to say and make it make more sense. Well,
Okay,
I've
so
mastered English.
you said you live in Germany. How many years have you been in Germany now? And do you speak German?
I've been here 10 years and no, I don't speak Deutsch.
Wow, 10 years in Germany with no word of German. That's crazy.
Well, I got a few words if I need to. The only people who get German from me are my children.
Oh, okay. Are you religious and are you interested in someone who's religious?
I'm spiritual. I'm indigenous in nature. I'm not Christian. And I study Tao and other religions. So I am spiritual, but I definitely am not aligned with capitalism and Christianity.
Okay. And are you open to someone who's religious, dating or marrying someone who's not religious?
It depends on how they motivate and muse and use their religion to motivate me. If they use their religion to try to conform me and maybe dim my philosophies and my light, then that person's not for me. But if they know how to use their religion to be my muse and even put me on a path that they feel is a path towards the Almighty, then I'll listen.
Okay. And do you have a desire to get married at some point in your life?
Not necessarily. No,
No. Okay. Have you been married before?
never.
Okay. May I ask why don't you want to get married? What's the reasoning behind it?
I'm not Christian.
There are many people who get married who are not Christian.
Mm, well, I'm not Christian. The idea of marriage essentially says that you believe that women are property, and I don't believe that women are property. Therefore, I don't believe in marriage. It's a dueling ideology. If I believe that everyone has autonomy and alchemy, which is something I also study, then the concept of marriage goes against the idea of yin and yang of man and woman because it changes the woman from being a muse to a manager or a handler. And if I was never raised to be a husband, I was never raised in a household with a husband, and I never learned the skills from older men and older black men on how to grow a life together with a woman. I only got lessons on how to get women, then I'm not going to be a good husband. And the only person who can judge that is the woman that I marry. And I have to have the consequences of her saying, I'm not a good husband. And then I have to deal with those consequences. I'd rather not.
But don't you think that the way you've learned everything else in life, that this is something that you could learn becoming a good husband, or maybe also finding out? I mean, this is not off the topic right now, but I think it's an interesting perspective, but that you just brought in. But I think that don't you think, as I just said, that you couldn't like maybe find role models or maybe just even try out, something like in that direction? How are you
But
so
then I have to
certain
deal
that
with the
you would be a
consequences
great husband?
of not doing good at it. It's one
Sorry.
thing if I was able to get married and divorce and there's zero consequences for my financial stability. But if I'm retired at this age and I get married and then a divorce happens, all of a sudden my nest egg is in jeopardy. So no, at 44 years old, I don't think that I've accumulated the life skills to learn how to be a so-called married man or a married husband. And I'm only 15 years away from probably onset dementia anyway, at almost 60 years old. So as I start to age and I see how men are treated in marriages as they age, there's not many that I've seen that I aspire to want to have.
Hmm.
Men, as they get to be 50s and 60s, their relationships in marriage are very much, in majority cases, on a global scale, a degrading existence. They are ostracized, disrespected, and it's not anything that I strive to have.
Hmm. But from what I just understood now is that you made up your mind from experience of other people, if that makes sense.
Yes, because I've been a career bartender. I've heard the stories from men and women on how they really, really see themselves in marriage and how they really feel about marriage.
Mhm.
I've seen relationships, I've been in relationships, and I just decided for myself that I'm better at being a father than I am at being a husband because, again, I've never learned the life skills to be a husband. Just
Mhm.
like some men will say that if women are not raised to be wives, they're not going to be good wives. I apply the same logic. I was never raised to be a husband, therefore, I won't be a good husband.
Hmm. Interesting. I mean, I have a different perspective, but that's your opinion. I respect that. So, yeah, let's continue. You just mentioned it, but again, for the people, do you have children, and can the other person who you date have children?
Yes, I do have children, and yes, the woman I date can have children. Yes.
Okay. Do you have like a requirement as to maximum maybe two, or do you don't care?
No, I don't care because,
Okay.
again, my goal is not marriage. So I don't have any like standards of saying like no, if you know how to motivate, if you are amused and you motivate me and you are somebody that inspires me and maybe you can even inspire my children and you see that I'm somebody that can inspire you and your children, then let's have the conversation.
Mhm. But to be clear, if your goal is not marriage, your goal is still to be in a relationship, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Good. Something else. What do you enjoy to do in your free time?
Art, making visual mixtapes, um, having conversations about Neely Fuller and different avenues, talking about co-parenting, trying to figure out what this world's going to be 15 years from now for our children as they start to enter the dating scene, and maybe kind of preparing a few things for that. I enjoy having conversations that are outside the matrix,
Mhm.
and I enjoy just chopping it up and seeing real life moments, creating real life memories, and going to events that are outside my comfort zone and giving myself a Rolodex of things to think about when I'm 85 years old on my, old as hell on my deathbed and I'm boring. I want to make sure I have a lot of cool things that I can think back on and remember that I used to do.
Nice. You just mentioned events. What type of events do you have on your mind?
Festivals, boat riding, um, a- anything anything that brings joy, anything that is just authentically jovial.
Hmm.
I don't take myself too serious. As long as it's a memory being created with laughter and joy around it, I'm down to experience it.
Okay, nice. So, next question. Do you expect your woman to contribute into the household financially in the future?
It depends. Um, If she is coming to the relationship and she knows and she understands how to, if she wants to exist in what I have built, then I don't expect her to contribute anything. But if she comes with a lot of desires and things that she wants, and she thinks that I'm supposed to provide those for her, then no, she needs to go ahead and provide that and build that for herself.
Hmm. Sorry, can you repeat the first part? What would be, in which scenario would you provide for her?
I provide what I already have available, meaning that um, if she came into my life, but she expected me to go back to work, no.
Hmm.
So if she can be with me and be in what I already have accumulated, then I'll provide what I have to her. But if she comes to the table and she says, well, I need more, then no, my children don't need more from me. I have them taken care of. They're my blood. She's just somebody that I'm interested in and maybe want to create a bond with, but she's not blood. So the
Hmm.
only people who I would actually do that for would be my blood, which is my two children, not a new woman.
That brings me to the question: are you interested in having more children, or is it something that you're done with?
It depends on the age of the woman that I'm dating. It depends on the situation that she's in as well. If she has other children, she doesn't want to have more children, then I think that's a conversation we can have. And maybe I don't want more children. But if it's a younger woman and she wants more children, then I have to vet her differently. I have to have questions with the men in her family to see how she'll be in co-parenting, because I think it's very important to have a conversation in the relationship about how she'll act if the relationship falls apart, especially when your fatherhood's involved. So if I haven't seen that she's been able to be a an ear for the men in her family about maybe the ills they have with their child's mother, or the issues they've had with the family court system, if the men haven't been able to talk to her about that as a safe space, then more than likely she won't treat me the right way if a breakup happens. So I only would have children with another woman if I knew and she understood that any child that I have with her has to be involved with my two children, because that's their brother and sister.
Hmm.
Me, yes, as well. But it's more important that if I bring any children to this planet, that my children have equal opportunity to have a sibling and they won't be ostracized because of my failures as a husband or a boyfriend or whatever.
Hmm. Okay. I mean, that might be a little too personal. You don't have to answer, but is it that you have full custody of your children? Are they like 100% with you, or do you share?
No, no, share 50-50 custody,
Oh,
damn
okay.
near. But we actually ended up doing it without the government because we didn't need to.
Hmm.
Um, I think it's very important for men to break up with the woman before you guys end up hating each other. And that's what I did. I broke up with my ex before we got to the point of hating each other so I could save the co-parenting, if that makes sense. And I think that if you haven't done that, or if you can't do that, or if you can't even imagine the idea of healthy co-parenting, if me and you decide to break up, I can't even entertain having a child with you.
Hmm. Okay. Um, Next question. What are your deal breakers in a partner in a relationship?
The inability to de-escalate, too much love for capitalism,
Hmm.
uh, too much of telling me what you think I need to be as a man versus just letting me be on my path and enjoying my journey. Erica Badu said it, like, how did these three men fall in love with you? She said, I just listened to them. So a woman that knows how to listen, I'm sorry, a woman who doesn't know how to listen is a deal breaker.
Yeah.
And the last deal breaker would be women are going to talk no matter what. So please be funny. Please be able to get your story from point A to B with some punchlines. I can listen to I can listen to the story, but just give me the cliff notes of humor,
Hmm.
because after 5 minutes, maybe it's my ADHD, who knows? But I find it very hard to be uh-huh, uh-huh. I can only do that for so long, you know? So you've had friends who tell stories like that. You know what I mean?
I mean, okay.
You ain't got to call their name out, but we all know.
So are you saying that if she tends to talk too much, she should talk with humor?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yes.
All right. There were a lot of deal breakers, but okay, let's move on.
I just named four. Okay. All right. All right.
What are your physical preferences in a partner?
My rule is if we're in the woods, right? And there's like like a Jayson, the killer, right? And he's chasing us. Me and you are together. If you can't run away from the killer for more than 35 seconds, you're probably not my type. Meaning that you have to be a little bit athletic, a little bit. If I got to hold your hand the whole time and you fall after 30 seconds, I'm gonna keep running. But you're not my type. So as long as you can run for a full minute and not die, then we'll be all right.
You're reaching.
I'm being fair. I'm being politically correct, right? I'm being as long as you can run for a minute and not have an asthma attack,
Okay,
then we good.
if we talk body type, do you have like a famous person that you could give as an example?
Rachel True,
Don't know that person. Shit.
the lady from The Craft, the lady from Half Baked, the lady from Half and Half. Remember the sitcom with Half and Half?
I'm sorry. I'm not
Oh,
American.
oh,
I'm German. So,
oh, okay.
uh,
Yeah, okay. But that's just my type. As long as you're athletic a bit, able to move in however ways you want to move and not be all out of, yeah, as long as you can be on top for more than 3 minutes and not like start crying, then we'll be okay.
okay. Other physical preferences like I don't know, skin tone, uh, I don't know, background, whatever. There are so many things. Hair,
Uh,
nose, whatever. I mean, it sounds
I,
similar,
I
but
don't think I
yeah.
can say anything about anyone's. I can't have no preference about my nose. You see this, Nas? No. So
I just think like, but do you have other things you want to add, or that's it? Like she just should be fit.
fit, athletic, willing to be fit and athletic. I punish my kids with physical fitness. I don't spank or whip my kids. So we are an active tribe. You know,
Hmm.
um, instead of my son does something wrong, I'm not going to beat him. If my daughter does something wrong, I'm not going to give her a complex and beat her. I don't show my children that whatever loves you is allowed to hit you. So I discipline my children through physical activities. So I think if I had with a woman and she doesn't understand or even if she's negating that, and she probably wouldn't be a good partner for us.
Hmm. Okay, so
And
just
also her kid,
fitness.
and also if her kids are out of shape, it'd be the same thing because I wouldn't want to. I'm really big about if I do date a woman with children that her children are an asset for my children as well, and not a deterrent or only bringing bad habits. Does that make sense?
No,
Sometimes
that
you
makes sense. That makes sense. But we were stuck on the physical preference part. So you only want her to be fit, or you have other preferences that you would like to add, like I don't know, black, white. There are so
oh, no,
many things.
no, black.
You want her to be black?
Yes.
Okay. What are you looking for in a partner, character wise?
Again, someone who understands muse energy, someone who's probably an artist who does because only artist women kind of understand the concept of me time and how important it is, and not taking offense to it. I am very much willing to let a woman have her space, and I hope that she's also willing to let me have mine. And a woman who understands and enjoys average men. I think that a lot of women don't like average men or below average men. The only men they really admire or respect are the men who they see on this upper echelon. And
Mhm.
no, I stay at average and below. And I maintain that, and I've maintained that for a lifetime and gotten amazing blessings by just being a minimalistic mindset and just letting the world give me what it wants to give me.
How would you describe an average man?
It depends on who's asking. Some people would say the average man, they would do it by education. Some would do it by height. Some would do it by how much he makes. Some would do it by his sexual appeal. And some would do it by his ability for violent natures. On all five of those fronts, I just say that I'm below average on all of them.
Okay.
I say I'm below average in looks, below average in everything. So just go ahead and call me a below average man. And then maybe I surprise you.
Okay. Um, when was your last relationship and why did it end?
My last relationship was right before the pandemic, and it ended because I would attribute it to postpartum.
Hmm.
And with me being I'm here by myself. I don't have any family here. And during that time, it was getting abusive, and I had to make the decision. and I couldn't. There was no one who was willing to call out her verbal and physical abuse, and I had to make the decision to save my fatherhood, or I was going to eventually make the mistake and end up hitting her back, and then probably end up getting deported and not being able to be a father to my children. So I had to make the decision to get the authorities and get my children.
Hmm. I mean, there's no excuse to behave that way, of course, but do you think there's something that you did that could have contributed to that behavior, or
I mean, what she told me is that I keep making mistakes. Therefore, I think in the back of her head, and this is not just her, I think a lot of women feel this, that when you are with someone and it's maybe been more than 3 or 4 years, there's an innate mm, philosophy that a lot of women have that if they're emotional, if they love somebody, they can hit that man if he makes mistakes.
oh no, that's not okay.
And sure, a lot of people say, I can't believe that, but it's happening for most men on a global scale. Doesn't matter if they're black, white, Japanese, only outside of like Muslim countries is this happening. And my theory is if I came from a jacked up childhood and I told you about my childhood full of abuse and beating, and you still decide to hit me when I make a
It's
mistake,
crazy.
I
Hitting is
have to leave you.
crazy.
I have to. It's not as crazy as you think. You'd be surprised. A lot of men are experiencing that or have experienced that,
Wow. I
especially
mean,
right after the baby's being born, which is why I think that women are supposed to have their women on their side of the family, and I'm supposed to have the women on my side of the family come to be in helping you during this first year of the baby, a postpartum. I don't think that men are supposed to really be in the day to day around that because I don't believe that our elders did that. I believe that we had tribes, and I believe that the women on both sides of the family understood what the woman was going through, and the man who was the father was not the punching bag of the woman going through postpartum.
mm, wow. I didn't expect that. Thank you for sharing that. I mean, as you
Not a
said, maybe
problem.
there's so many people going through this and we don't even recognize that. But co-parenting is going well. I mean,
It's going great, actually.
okay,
Yes.
okay, good.
I see my kids whenever I want. I pick them up from school. My ex is a kinder teacher, so she's eternally grateful that someone's willing to see her kids for a few hours before she because she's been dealing with kids all day. She needs a
Mm.
break. You know what I mean? So if I'm
No,
picking up
I'm
my
just
kids from
saying that
school,
after what you just shared with us, I'm shocked that the co-parenting is going so well. So, but that's a great thing.
all I care I grew up without my father. All I care about is being a father for my children.
Yeah, yeah.
I hold no grudges. I understand. We're all humans, and
Mhm.
she was going through something hormonal that was maybe she couldn't explain.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. What's the age range that you're looking for?
Is this for dating, for sex, or for relationships?
For a relationship.
I'm asking. I'm asking. Okay.
Yeah, you're here for a relationship.
I'm just clarifying. Okay.
Okay.
Because
Hmm.
I want to make sure I'm honest, when you
Hmm.
ask. So when it comes for relationships, I believe the age that I would be looking for is around 31 to my age because most of the women my age had their children earlier than I did. So it's a strange balance when I have my children and their children already grown. They want to go and kind of do their traveling stuff and do whereas I'm still in parenting mode. So it's great to be dating women whose kids are also in my age, not my age, but my kids' age bracket, so I can compare and have those kind of conversations as we are in, having relations. It's better that way. So I find that dating women in their 30s, early 30s is kind of where I have to go to find them with children in my kids' age bracket
Hmm. So early 30s to what is like the max?
for a relationship.
Yes.
I'm just um, I would say the max would be about maybe 48, 49,
31 to 48.
49. Let's throw 40. We can throw 49 in there. I can catch him right before they
31
turn
to
50.
49.
Catch him that, because, that last year before they turn 50 maybe be like a YOLO year for them. They might be trying to go crazy before they turn 50. So, yeah, I'll throw in 49.
31 to 49.
Yes.
Okay, that's a age range. Interesting. For a relationship, right?
Yeah, if I'm being because again, and also if I do want another child, then it makes sense for me to also date around 30, just in case. So that conversation, because I'm not gonna If I meet the right woman and maybe she doesn't have a child, then that's a conversation she can have. There's benefits that there's a conversation to be had. All problems are solved through the process of questions and answers. But
Hmm.
if she already has children, then okay, maybe I would have a different age barometer.
But you don't know if you want another child yet, because I asked you that before, so you don't know.
I said yes or no. It depends on the woman and how she motivates me. It depends on the woman and if I meet her and I'm like, okay, I want to bring the elders through you. But I can only know if I want another child when I meet that woman.
Okay,
As
let's
far
say
as
you're
right now,
flexible.
I have a man, I have a daughter and a son, so I'm my triangle is complete. So you know what I mean. So like I can be good.
Okay, you're flexible. You're flexible.
Yes.
Okay, good. So we're right to the body cam. Please stand up, put your
Okay.
phone somewhere so we can
We
see
doing
your
this together or how we doing this? I don't know if they
Huh?
call you. I said we doing this together or what?
No, no.
No, no, we ain't doing no dual. We ain't doing like kid like you. I show you mine, you show me yours.
This is about you. This is about you.
All right. Do I need to?
Okay, great. And a 360?
What do you need me to do?
Oh my God.
Oh,
Turn
what
around,
is?
turn around.
Yeah,
360?
yeah, 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 yeah. Is that
No,
how?
no, 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 no.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you want me to clap something? This is the first
No.
thing, ma'am. You got to woo me before I make it clap. You want me to turn around and make it? What you want me to do?
Sir, please go to back, do a 360, and come back.
Okay.
Yes. Turn around, turn around.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
No, no, come, come.
Yeah,
Just sit
okay, all
down.
right.
Come, please.
Okay. We good?
Yes, we good.
Okay.
We're almost at the end, so can
Okay.
I continue?
Absolutely.
Okay. What are two flaws of yours? Two things you feel like you should work on or you have been criticized in your last relationship about?
Okay. My ability to check out. Sometimes I'm on autopilot
Hmm.
when I'm doing household things or especially when I'm in cleaning mode or whatever, chore mode. I'm not really there because I'm doing chores. So when people are trying to tell me things while I'm in cleaning mode or art mode or whatever, I'm listening, but I'm not really there. So sometimes women have said like, "Oh, like you're not paying attention to the conversation," which I'm not, or you don't remember what I said, which I don't. So I'm very forgetful in a lot of things that you all say.
Hmm. Okay.
So I don't know if I can improve that at 44 years old, but I try. I do try to remember what y'all say. I do try to listen, and I do try to not get distracted, but I do.
Okay. What's the second thing?
Um, my hmm, my ability or inability to have arguments. I don't. I came up. I had my issues in childhood. I've seen nothing but bad things come from arguments. So when that energy or that vibration occurs, my defense mechanism is let me go take for a walk. Let me
Mhm.
go um, think about maybe what I did wrong, or and then come back to the problem clear headed and maybe forgiving or understanding. But
Mhm.
when that moment occurs, I am not big about communication when the volume and the energy is at that level. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
And a lot of women have a hard time because women don't like forgetting what they want to say, which is why I tell them, "Hey, write that shit down then." But I if I'm saying I need to take a walk to digest what you've given me, then please allow me to take that walk and digest it.
Mhm. Okay. Yeah, those are two interesting points. Um, Before I give you the last question, I want to go back to a question that I had earlier. I asked you if you were ready for a long distance relationship. You said yes. I
Mhm.
wanted to know, is this something that, I mean, because your kids are in Germany, if you say if we say the long distance relationship, are you willing to relocate or
Oh, I'm retired. No, no, I'm not going nowhere. No, and I have a mother and sister in Rwanda right now. So if I ever do leave here, I'm probably going to go there. No, I'm not relocating, and I'm definitely not returning to America.
Mhm.
I
Okay.
have the benefits here. I have benefits that I can offer somebody from America if they decide to relocate here. I can offer much more to a woman and even her family and her children here versus me going back to America.
So if you're going to do a long distance relationship, then you with the expectation for her to relocate to Germany.
Not necessarily. My expectation is, if we're going to have a relationship, that she comes out here to see me. But if her goal is not to relocate, if she has a family function and a family structure in America that she can't leave, I understand that. But maybe we create a bond, or maybe we see something on a spiritual level that allows us to have a different type of relationship. I think as we are here in 2025, I think we are allowed to see the relationships of the past and realize most of them didn't work. So maybe we, as this generation, need to start thinking outside the box and start forming different type of generations so that our children see different relationships. Because what I want my children to see is, here in Germany, they don't see many examples of black love. What I've noticed here is that there's a huge interracial um, component, which I understand it. But I want my daughter to see me, a black man, loving someone who looks like her. I want my son to see me, a black man, loving somebody who has the same complexion as him. And you guys don't have it here in Germany in the media. I don't see any examples of it that much. And I feel if I want to show my children the examples of love that I wanted to see, I have to give them that. So,
But how do you want to show them if the person is constantly in another country? I mean, I assume is for you to the goal for a long distance relationship, in my opinion, maybe I'm wrong, is to get to live together at some point or be together at some point physically.
oh, well, yeah, shit, of course, physically, yes. But as far as, I don't think it's necessary to love someone and live in the same place as them. I just don't.
No, of course you can. Oh, okay. So you would be open for a long this or for a relationship where you don't live in the same household together.
Absolutely. I mean,
Interesting.
if I'm actually 100% honest, I've told this place that I have here, I could have turned it into a bachelor pad and made it into a place, to get a bunch of women, but I turned it into my children's playhouse because I see my kids every day. That's more important to me.
Mhm.
So, um, I don't expect or really want to move a woman in here because that's going to, I think, disrupt the dynamic that my children. This is my children's safe space. When my children are with their mother and her boyfriend, that's where they get the structure of Germany and the order and the rules. When they're with me, that's where they get the art, the creativity, the sport. I give them a completely different balance, and my ex loves that. So I keep that. So me moving a woman into here, no, I wouldn't.
But
And
what if she
honestly, I
says, okay,
okay.
we're in this together for, or we're in this relationship for, I don't know, 6 months, 1 year already. I feel like now is the next step to move in together. Would you move into a new space with her, or I'm just
No,
trying to understand?
because the place that I have is right across from where my children will be going to high school. My children are just 6 and 8, but their high school is right across the street. So I am set up for when they are having problems as teenagers to be able to come right here, which is grossly important to me. It's very important that
No, I
when my
understand
kids
that.
are
I just try to understand the type of relationship that you desire. Because now I'm a little
okay.
confused. I expected because I we just spoke for a while now, and
Mhm.
I assumed that from what you said that you are open to live with someone or whatever. So now it
I
just sounds completely different.
No, no, you just assumed the wrong parts. I believe you can have a relationship and not have to live with somebody.
Mhm.
I, I I've seen it in other countries. I've seen it work.
No,
So I
that's
think
fine. The
that
question is if is that what you want? This is what I want to understand.
yes, I was explaining that. I said that I'm keeping my place here as the place for me and my children. And if I meet a woman that I fall in love with, then sure we fall in love. But there's many places here that she can relocate, especially if she already has children as well and she's trying to come here with children. Then heck, I will give her the connections to find a place to help her and get her children, and that they go there. But
Mhm.
as far as if she falls in love with me and she wants to come in here with me, no,
Hmm, interesting. Really interesting. Okay.
I'm
And
honest. I am honest with it. I think most men are not honest about what they really feel they can do for a lifetime
mhm.
and what they want to do for a lifetime. I think most men essentially are taught from our elders, other men, to just kind of tell women what they want to hear. And that's why so many men are having the consequences and the failures that they're having now.
No, that's true. You should be upfront. Another question. You said you wanted. to be an example for your kids, you know, your new relationship should be an example, or you want to model your kids, you know, the relationship between black man and black woman. How do you plan to do this if you're not in the same household? I'm just curious. Maybe you have your own
My
idea.
children would see me with her and doing things with her. My children have seen me with black women here in Berlin, and we've had events together and gone to concerts together. They've seen me care for somebody. They've seen me show love to somebody. They've seen somebody care for me, and they've seen somebody show love to me.
Mm,
But they've never seen somebody try to live with me.
mm.
Does that make sense?
Okay.
So as
I'm
they
learning too, so I never heard
okay,
that. So
Uh, I've seen if I'm being a mm, I've seen real love on reservations, and I've admired their versions of love way more than I've seen in love and capitalism. And in those kind of relationships, even a lot of the times the men had different houses from the mother and the children, and the kids would go to the dad's house, and it'd be like a 10-minute walk, and they would go there and see him all the time. But the dad kept his own place, and the mother and the kids had their own place. And
okay.
I've seen that, and that dynamic, honestly, from a logical standpoint, seems logical to me. I
Mhm.
don't think that our elders 800 years ago, before the system of white supremacy came over and with colonialism, I don't think that men and women, I don't think that my elders were in a TP with a woman day to day helping. I just can't imagine it. I imagine the men being kind of away and coming to see their kids and then doing the work they had to do and then seeing the nest that the woman was building and they provided for, but then the men kind of went away.
Mhm.
That makes more logical sense to me.
Okay.
And my
Okay,
papa
fair.
said this. He said that we don't have relationships lasting 50 years anymore because we're spending too much time with each other. He said that him and my nanny were, and men in his generation were able to have 50 years because they stayed out the house. They had their sheds. And he said we as men in this generation, we've made our man cave in the woman's nest. And that's why we have so many altercations and arguments because we shouldn't be in the nest in the first place that much.
Interesting perspective. Okay, then I have another thing that I wanted to ask you again. Where just to be clear, you said you're not working at the moment, or
No.
okay, and
Now, if the woman understands how to be a muse, then she could motivate me to work again because I'm good at what I do, and I'm very good at what I do actually. I just don't feel like doing it because there's
so
nobody
you
motivating me to do that.
okay, so right now you're full-time dad.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, everybody will ask the question. This is why I will ask it now.
Mhm.
How are your kids financially taken care of? I mean, or are you?
Yes, absolutely. And in the system of socialism, they're definitely taking care. Every schooling here in socialism, but you're in Germany, you know,
I am in
schooling is free,
Germany, but I just try.
hospital is free, and her parents and her are way richer than I would ever be as an American. As an American, again, remember, I'm poor and below average. They are not. They are top 25 probably percentile here in Germany as far as finances.
So
So
the woman is
my children
financially
were
taking care of children.
my ex, yes.
Okay.
And her boyfriend, who's a military person, is also financially taking care of the children.
Oh, okay.
My job as a father here is to give time, provision, creativity, teaching them American English so that they can use that as adults and use that in a vernacular to make them more money because American English is going to make them way more money than them learning British English. I still don't know why they teach this shit here, but so I'm that's what my job is to teach
Okay.
them that.
But what
And
if
they're
you want to plan a date with a lady? Like, I mean,
I have I have enough money to make a date.
okay. I mean, I'm not sure because it sounds like you're living off of
I
the
said I had a
government.
nest egg, and I said I had a nest egg enough to last the rest of my life here. And as long
Okay,
as I
I'm
don't spend
sorry.
more than
Maybe I don't know.
1,800 a
I
month,
don't know your
okay,
finances. It just sounded
okay.
as if you were like living off of the government or having government assistance, which is
I
not. I
am.
mean,
I
to be
also do
better,
get
that's
governmental
fine. I'm
assistance
just.
because I won my case in during the family. So I get money from the government, and my ex also gets money from the government for the children.
Oh,
And me
okay.
as a Black American man, because I won my case, there's a lot of father rights as a Black American. We don't even have it. I have more father rights in court once I was able to show all the information and evidence than German fathers get
Hmm.
because we won the war here. So it was just about me showing my evidence and putting it in the right positions, and boom. Now I get money from the government, and she gets money from the government for the children as well. So
Okay,
we're both
good for
good
you then. So, last question: why would a lady be lucky to be with you?
because I'm definitely going to be understanding. I'm definitely going to allow her to evolve however she wants to evolve. I am definitely somebody who I believe that everything is borrowed and women are water. I'm not someone to put them in a cage. There's a reason why y'all all love that Maya Angelou poem. It's serious, and I don't think that men took y'all serious when every single woman decided to use that poem and use it in college. Y'all was trying to give us the warning. Y'all don't want to be caged birds, and we just ignored all of those hints. And we tried to do the same thing. We tried to cage y'all, and y'all rejected it. And now these men are crying. I allow you to be who you want to be. And if you want to be something great for me, I appreciate it. If you don't, I appreciate you and you have a good day. So I am not a person who claims, I'm not a person to imprison, and I'm not a person to tell you who you have to be for me. You can be who you want to be for me, but I also have the autonomy to end it if I want to.
Hmm. Okay, good. We're already at the end. Thank you for
Okay.
participating.
Thank you for your questions.
You're welcome. That's it. Yeah. Thank you. I hope you will find the special one, and I wish you a good day.
I wish you a good day too.
Thank you. Bye.